How often do we let our thoughts dictate our lives while the heart quietly waits, hoping to be heard? The mind calculates, judges, and predicts, always trying to control outcomes. Yet the heart carries a wisdom that is unbound by logic, a deep knowing that feels like truth itself. When we learn to listen to the heart, life opens in ways the mind could never imagine, and decisions born from presence bring freedom and clarity. The mind tries to make sense of everything through analysis, reasoning, and comparison. It relies on patterns from the past, memories of what has worked or failed, and rules it has learned over time. While this allows the mind to navigate the practical world, it also limits perception, trapping understanding within boundaries that may not reflect the true essence of life. The heart, on the other hand, perceives without judgment. It does not calculate, it does not compare, and it does not insist on proof. It senses the depth and meaning of situations directly, without needing validation. In moments when logic fails or the mind is confused, the heart can see clearly what truly matters, guiding actions and decisions in alignment with life itself. This deeper knowing of the heart allows it to detect what the mind often overlooks. It picks up subtle signals in relationships, choices, and experiences that reasoning alone cannot interpret. Where the mind sees risk, the heart sees opportunity. Where the mind sees limitation, the heart senses possibility. Its wisdom is subtle, intuitive, and alive in a way that transcends words or calculations. The heart's perception is rooted in presence. It responds to the immediate reality rather than the imagined or remembered past. This gives the heart clarity and strength because it is not clouded by doubt, fear, or excessive deliberation. Actions guided by the heart carry authenticity, flow naturally, and resonate deeply with both the individual and the world around them. Listening to the heart cultivates trust in life itself. When the heart leads, decisions are made with confidence and compassion, and the need for over-analysis diminishes. The clarity it provides cannot be replicated by thought alone. In honoring the heart's guidance, one experiences a way of living that is direct, profound, and aligned with the truth beyond the mind's limitations. Emotions are often misunderstood as obstacles or weaknesses, something to be controlled or hidden. Society teaches that showing emotion is vulnerability, and the mind interprets feelings as distractions from logic and rationality. Yet emotions are not flaws, they are signals from the heart, guiding awareness toward what is meaningful, what is alive, and what resonates with the core of our being. Each emotion carries information about our inner state and our relationship with the world around us. Joy signals alignment and connection, anger signals boundaries being crossed, sadness signals what we hold deeply within. Ignoring or suppressing these signals does not remove them, it only distances the individual from their own inner guidance. Emotions are indicators pointing to what the mind alone cannot perceive. The heart communicates through feelings, not words or calculations. Emotions arise spontaneously, without planning, and reveal truths that the mind struggles to articulate. When attention is given to emotions without judgment, they become a compass, showing which actions, relationships, and choices are authentic and life-enhancing. They illuminate the path the mind cannot fully map. Fear, excitement, longing, and love all carry wisdom when acknowledged. The mind often labels emotions as irrational, but in truth, they are the language of the heart, guiding decisions and revealing priorities. Acting in harmony with these signals allows for a life that is deeper, more connected, and more aligned with inner truth rather than a life dictated purely by logic or habit. By listening to emotions as guides rather than resisting them, the individual cultivates clarity, presence, and integrity. Decisions become more aligned with authentic purpose, relationships gain depth, and life becomes more vivid and meaningful. The heart speaks through emotions, and when they are honored, they illuminate the way toward understanding, growth, and a profound sense of fulfillment. The mind has a tendency to analyze every situation, weighing options, imagining consequences, and replaying past experiences. It constructs endless scenarios, trying to predict outcomes and control what is uncertain. This constant overthinking creates hesitation, confusion, and doubt, making even simple decisions feel complicated and heavy. While the mind gets caught in loops of calculation, the heart responds instantly. It does not require proof or prediction, it recognizes what feels true, right, and aligned with one's inner being. The heart acts from awareness and trust, perceiving the essence of a situation beyond what logic or reasoning can discern. Overthinking often clouds clarity, creating fear and indecision. The mind questions motives, second-guesses choices, and magnifies risks. The heart, however, perceives the core of the matter with simplicity and certainty, cutting through the noise that the mind generates. Its guidance is immediate, precise, and deeply intuitive. The wisdom of the heart is not dependent on analysis or data. It responds to the present moment as it is, sensing opportunity, alignment, or danger with a subtle knowing that arises naturally. This knowing bypasses the endless loops of the mind, offering direction without struggle or mental burden. Trusting the heart allows action to flow effortlessly. When the mind steps aside and the heart leads, decisions are made with confidence and authenticity. Life becomes less about hesitation and doubt and more about clarity, alignment, and a sense of movement that feels both natural and deeply satisfying. True connection is never born from thought alone. The mind can analyze, interpret, and evaluate, but these functions are not enough to create deep understanding between people. Connection emerges when presence replaces calculation, when the heart is engaged, and when empathy allows one to feel beyond words and surface appearances. Listening with the heart means more than hearing words. It is the ability to sense the emotions, intentions, and energy behind what is being expressed. This form of listening does not judge or respond immediately, it simply holds space, allowing the other person to be fully seen and understood. Through this, trust and intimacy naturally develop and relationships gain a depth that the mind alone cannot create. Empathy is the language of the heart. It allows one to resonate with another's experience without needing to solve it or fix it. When empathy guides interactions, people feel acknowledged and valued. The heart perceives the subtleties of emotion, the unspoken needs, and the hidden truths that logic often misses, creating bonds that are authentic and enduring. Presence is the anchor of connection. When the heart is fully engaged, distractions fade and the mind's endless chatter recedes. In these moments, communication becomes an exchange of energy rather than just information. The depth of this awareness allows relationships to thrive in ways that superficial understanding never could, creating a shared space of trust, compassion, and mutual respect. Connection through the heart transforms interactions into meaningful exchanges. It allows people to relate from a place of authenticity rather than pretense, to support rather than judge, and to engage without expectation. In honoring the heart's wisdom, relationships are no longer governed by strategy or calculation, but flourish through understanding, empathy, and the profound aliveness that true presence brings. The heart speaks in a subtle language that the mind often cannot comprehend. This language is intuition, an inner knowing that arises without reasoning, without analysis, and without the need for explanation. It is the voice that guides decisions, senses opportunities, and perceives truth even when circumstances appear unclear or complex. Intuition is not the product of thought, it is the expression of awareness rooted in the heart. While the mind debates and calculates possibilities, the heart simply knows. This knowing is immediate, clear and unshakable, offering direction when logic falters or when overthinking creates confusion. The heart's intuitive wisdom often manifests as a feeling, a sense of alignment or a quiet certainty that cannot be articulated. It may guide choices in relationships, career or life paths, pointing toward what is authentic and life-enhancing. Ignoring this inner guidance often leads to unnecessary struggle and missed opportunities. Developing sensitivity to the heart's intuition requires stillness and attention. The mind must step aside to allow this subtle guidance to be heard. In silence, reflection and presence, the signals of the heart become discernible and the clarity they bring can transform decisions, actions, and the way one engages with life. When the heart leads through intuition, life flows with more ease and authenticity. Decisions feel aligned, challenges are navigated with confidence, and the sense of being guided by a deeper wisdom brings calm and clarity. Intuition allows the heart to direct action in a way the mind alone could never achieve, revealing a path that is both natural and profoundly connected to the truth of one's being. Fear arises in the mind as a response to uncertainty, risk, and the unknown. It imagines countless scenarios of failure, loss and pain, amplifying potential dangers beyond their true measure. The mind latches onto these projections, convincing the individual that caution is necessary and that hesitation will protect them from harm. While fear grows in the mind, the heart experiences life differently. The heart is not bound by imagined risks or hypothetical outcomes. It responds directly to the present moment, sensing opportunity and possibility and guiding action with trust rather than calculation. Courage emerges naturally when the heart leads, even in situations that the mind deems frightening or impossible. Fear often paralyzes because it is rooted in projection rather than reality. The mind becomes trapped in what-ifs, creating tension, doubt and indecision. The heart, however, perceives what is real and acts from awareness rather than imagination. This presence allows one to navigate challenges without being dominated by anxiety or hesitation. The heart's courage is not reckless, it is grounded in deep awareness and trust in life's unfolding. It allows action to occur without attachment to outcomes, without clinging to certainty, and without surrendering to the illusions of danger created by thought. This kind of courage transforms obstacles into opportunities and challenges into experiences of growth. When the heart guides action, fear loses its authority. The mind may still notice potential risks, but it no longer dictates behavior. Courage becomes a natural state flowing from presence, trust and alignment with life. Decisions feel authentic, actions feel effortless, and the individual experiences freedom from the constraints of imagined fear. Creativity does not arise from the mind's analysis or calculation alone. The mind can organize, refine and execute, but the spark of true innovation comes from the heart. When the heart is fully aware and present, it connects with life in a way that opens the door to inspiration, originality and new perspectives that the mind cannot generate on its own. Heartful awareness allows one to perceive patterns, possibilities and connections that logic often misses. Ideas emerge effortlessly when the heart is engaged, flowing from intuition and deep presence rather than force or compulsion. This awareness is not a learned skill, but a natural state that reveals itself when the mind steps aside and the heart leads. The energy of creativity is deeply linked to authenticity. When action is guided by the heart, it carries a vitality and resonance that attracts attention, influence and engagement. Mind-driven creativity may produce results but it often lacks the depth, feeling and originality that arise when the heart is involved in the process. Being attuned to the heart allows one to experiment, explore and express without fear of judgment. The heart provides courage to try, fail and persist, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Creativity becomes an expression of life itself, a reflection of presence and alignment rather than a pursuit of reward or recognition. When the heart leads in creativity, life feels alive and expansive. Every thought, idea and action is infused with energy and clarity, and the flow of inspiration becomes continuous. The heart transforms ordinary perception into extraordinary expression, and the mind becomes a tool to manifest the insights, visions and innovations that originate from deep within. Forgiveness is not an act of weakness or compromise, it is a conscious choice that originates from the heart. The mind often clings to past hurts, replaying injustices and grievances, convincing itself that holding on to resentment is a form of protection. Yet this mental attachment only prolongs suffering, creating invisible chains that weigh down the spirit. The heart approaches forgiveness differently. It recognizes that holding on to anger, bitterness or judgment harms the one who carries it more than anyone else. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened or forgetting it entirely, it is about releasing the grip of the past and reclaiming freedom. The heart knows that peace cannot coexist with resentment. Forgiveness transforms relationships and internal states simultaneously. When the heart forgives, it dissolves the barriers that separate people, allowing empathy, understanding and compassion to flow. This does not mean surrendering to harm or accepting repeated wrongs. It means seeing life and others without the distortion of unresolved anger, creating space for growth and reconciliation. The process of forgiveness is deeply liberating because it shifts authority from the mind to the heart. The mind resists wanting to analyze, justify or remain rigidly protective, but the heart sees the larger picture. It perceives the impermanence of hurt, the futility of resentment and the enduring value of inner peace. In choosing forgiveness, one experiences a freedom that thought alone cannot produce. When the heart leads in forgiveness, both the forgiver and the one forgiven are released from the weight of the past. Life becomes lighter, decisions clearer and presence more vivid. The act of forgiving is a gift to oneself first, and its power lies in the heart's ability to transcend the mind's insistence on judgment, blame and attachment, revealing a profound sense of freedom and wholeness. Presence is not something the mind can fully capture. The mind is constantly occupied with past memories, future possibilities and endless analysis. It interprets the world through concepts, judgments and comparisons, and in doing so, it often misses the immediacy of life itself. True presence is experienced not through thought, but through a deep sense of aliveness that arises in the heart. The heart anchors awareness in the moment. It senses the flow of life, the rhythm of breath, and the subtle energies that exist beyond words or logic. This awareness is not intellectual, it is experiential. When attention rests in the heart, the noise of thought quiets and a natural clarity emerges that allows one to engage fully with whatever is happening right now. Mind-driven awareness is often distracted and conditional. The mind filters perception through expectations and preferences, creating partial understanding. The heart, however, experiences life directly, without distortion. It perceives the beauty, depth and complexity of the present moment, allowing the individual to connect fully with the sensations, emotions and relationships that define existence. Presence felt in the heart also fosters a deeper connection with oneself and others. Decisions are made with intuitive clarity, interactions carry empathy, and life unfolds with greater harmony. The heart recognizes what is authentic and essential, guiding action with a sense of integrity that thought alone cannot generate. When the heart leads in presence, life becomes more vivid and grounded. The mind still observes and processes, but it no longer dominates experience. Awareness rooted in the heart allows one to move through life with steadiness, attentiveness, and a sense of profound aliveness. Presence is not an idea or a goal, it is a living reality sensed and experienced through the heart. When the mind and heart are in alignment, life moves with a natural ease that cannot be forced or manufactured. The mind provides clarity and structure, while the heart provides guidance, intuition and depth. When these two work together, decisions are no longer a battle between logic and feeling, and action flows effortlessly from a place of balance and awareness. The mind alone may overanalyze, hesitate or resist, while the heart alone may act impulsively or without consideration. Alignment merges the strengths of both, allowing the mind to process information while the heart senses what is authentic and resonant. This collaboration creates a clarity that transcends indecision, doubt or inner conflict, producing actions that feel effortless and natural. The mind will always try to reason, calculate and predict, yet the heart speaks in a language that transcends thought. When we choose to listen, to honor its wisdom, we enter a space where life feels alive, decisions feel natural, and existence becomes effortless. The heart is not merely an organ but the compass to our true self, and in its voice, we discover clarity, courage and freedom that the mind alone can never provide.